Good evening, all my friends out there in the YouTube knife community. This is Andrew here, doing my first video in about 2 years because our friend KC over at the Knives Fast channel was nice enough to lend me his Berg blade Sweeney. I've had it for a couple weeks now, and I wanted to make sure I did a video on it because he was nice enough to lend it over to me, and I thought I would share my thoughts and opinions on the knife. So for starters here, we have a titanium bolster lock. Primary methods of opening are the top flipper and a beautiful reverse finger flick. The knife has a fantastic detent. As you can see, it's a titanium bolster lock. We have carbon fiber inlays on this particular model, and I know that there is there's green micarta, there's black micarta. I know that the green micarta has either satin or stonewash finish. As you can see, this carbon fiber is a satin finish, and the blade steel is 20 CV. The overall length is 7.7 inches with a cutting edge of 3.3 inches. And if you measure the blade from tip to the farthest back, the blade's just over 3.5 inches. Really great EDC knife if you want a full-size knife. I know some guys like a little bit a smaller blade. Other guys want a big blade, but I would call this an EDC-friendly folder that that most people are going to use. Part of the reason why KC let me borrow this knife is because both of us like full-size knives that have a nice reverse finger flick, that tend to have either a drop or spear point blade. Some of my favorites in this particular realm are the Artisan Arian, and then the Bug Out definitely falls in the same family. As you can see, the Arian's just a little bit larger, Bug Out's just a little bit smaller, but I mean, if you go tip to tail on both of these, there's not a whole lot of size difference here. Let's see here, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with Riot knives, but the OEM on the Sweeney is Riot. So I've got a couple of my personal, or a few of my personal knives here. We've got two knives by Sharp by Design. We have the Tempest Mini, and we have the Mini Evo, and then we have the Oxworks Osprey. And as you can see, just, you know, one of the big things why I asked Casey if I could borrow this knife is because, as you can see, it kind of fits my overall aesthetic of a titanium frame or bolster lock that has carbon fiber. That's definitely along my preference line. So I'm just going to put these off to the side here real quick. And then I know those aren't exactly the most widely in circulation knives. So I have a feeling a lot of people that actually end up watching this video are going to be people that come over from the Knives Fast channel. So let's just do, and it's kind of fitting that I would drop my knife. But here's the Sweeney compared to the knives in the Tempest line. As you can see, it's basically almost exactly the same size as the Jetstream. It's a little bit shorter. The Jetstream's a taller knife, but it's basically the exact same size as the Pinion, and a little bit bigger here than the Microburst. So you know, it's definitely an EDC friendly knife, but it's definitely a full-size knife. Like if you're if you're someone that doesn't carry knives that are larger than the microburst often, it might not be your thing. But if you're a fan of knives like the pinion or the bug out, it'd be a great knife for you. So I've had, because it's not my knife, I haven't exactly put it through any kind of hard use scenarios, but Casey's given me permission to carry it like I would one of my own, just a little bit more cautiously. And like, whereas, if I'll carry one of my folders with me if I go to the mall or to the store or to the gym or whatever. And then this knife hasn't really left my house. It's basically just done cutting at home, like opening packages and box breaking down, cutting plastic wrap, things like that. Again, he gave me permission to use it, but I definitely did not abuse it by any stretch. And in fact, there were probably some tasks that I probably could have used it on or used for it that I just opted not to, because I wasn't going to risk chipping the blade or anything. But it is a fantastic knife. Fits my hand very, very well. The only knock I have on it is this large cutout. I believe that's done to give you better access for the middle finger flip, but to me, my hands just didn't know exactly what to do with it. To me, if I put my index finger there, I feel like I'm a little too far back. If I put my middle finger there and I'm up on that landing spot, because I don't have any kind of guard, I was kind of worried about running my index finger up on the blade. But other than that one aspect, it's an absolutely fantastic knife. And actually, I think one knife that really makes me that type of cutout really reminds me of is the, oh crap, it's the Stunner, the Berg Modern Design Stunner. I got this knife about 2 years ago, and I really, really like it. The big and that cutout on the handle is very similar for both knives, but the big reason to me why I don't mind that at all is because of the choil up here on the blade. And I don't think that the Sweeney needs a choil. I just wish I had more protection for my index finger, because every time I used it, I was kind of just, I never cut myself with it, but I was always in fear of, whereas with the Berg, I can get a really solid locked in grip, and I'm never worried about cutting myself. So it's more of a, I don't know what to say. It didn't cause any issues, but it always gave me some trepidation in the back of my mind every time I used it. So it's a fantastic knife. It's just not perfect. That's the one thing, and that's the only thing that I really didn't love about it. Has a great milled out pocket clip, as you can see. Excellent retention. It never slipped in my pocket. I never felt like I had to worry about losing the knife. It's nice and sleek. I never had to worry about snagging. And then with it going on the carbon fiber, it slid in and out of the pocket fantastically. And as you've seen, I mean, I've opened it probably 20 times on and off throughout the course of this video, and not even a hint of a failed detent. The detent absolutely gets an A+. And I mean, overall, the knife is definitely a winner. I know that River's Edge Cutlery had some, but they're sold out now. You can go directly to the Berg Blades website. I know he has at least 2 versions of the micarta available as of recording this video, which I think it's December 6th at approximately 5:30 Eastern time. So if you are really interested in it, I would definitely go over there, check it out. I believe the carbon fiber ones, like that Casey has that I got to borrow, I think it was about $335, and then the micarta versions, which are still available, were $325. So it's definitely not a cheap knife, but it's definitely a very, very good knife. And you know, if you have experience with Riot knives, then you know what kind of build quality to expect from it. So, all right, well, this video's been a little bit, or a nice comeback to doing these. I plan on trying to do some more reviews here coming up in the new year. I'm not going to be a daily channel for sure, but you know, hopefully I can come on and give my opinions. It might be more like a pocket check and random observations of the knife community as opposed to a true like tabletop review like this, but we'll see. It, you know, I hope everyone enjoys this video that watches, and huge thanks again to KC from the Knives Fast channel for letting me borrow this knife, because it's definitely been a pleasure to have for the last couple weeks. All right, have a great night, everyone. Bye.